Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're talking about a ride that completely shattered my expectations, AlpenFury, the brand new launch coaster at Canada's Wonderland. I got 2 rides on it, front row and once in the back, and I can say without hesitation, this is the best roller coaster in the entire park. I'm not saying that lightly. It's better than Leviathan, better than Yukon Striker, better than Behemoth. AlpenFury is the full package. Speed, intensity, creativity, airtime, hang time, and just relentless pacing that doesn't let up from beginning to end. So let's get into it. The first thing that makes AlpenFury stand out is that it's a launch coaster, which is already a huge shift from the typical chain lift coasters at Wonderland. And not just a single launch. The ride has 2 LSM launches that both feel distinct and meaningful. The first launch happens right after you leave the station. It's not super aggressive, but it has a great punch to it. It sets the tone. You immediately feel that this ride isn't here to play around. You're off and accelerating in seconds, and you're tossed right into the layout. After that first launch, you're greeted by the Stangle Dive. If you're not familiar with that term, it's a highly banked turnaround with a bit of twist, literally. You're tilted off axis in a way that messes with your sense of direction, and you feel this whip as you dive through the element. It's a nice way to keep the momentum going without giving away too much too early. Then comes what I think is the true star of the show, the second launch. Let me tell you, this launch hits hard. I was not prepared for how powerful this thing is. It feels like the track just disappears from under you and your body is playing catch up. That acceleration throws you back in your seat in the best way possible. It's the kind of launch where you instinctively yell out from just the force of it. Definitely my favorite element of the ride, hands down. It's rare to have a mid-ride launch that feels stronger than the one at the start, but AlpenFury delivers. Right after that, the coaster throws you into one of its signature elements, the Fire Serpent roll. Now, this is not your everyday inversion. It's basically an inverted top hat with a 270-degree twist to the left as you climb, and then you're immediately hit with the Heartline roll while exiting. So you're flipping, twisting, and flipping all again just within a few seconds. It's pure chaos, but controlled chaos, and it flows incredibly well. You're upside down, sideways, weightless, and it's just disorienting in the most thrilling way. Then we dive into another Stangle Dive, just to keep things spicy. By this point, you've already gone through more variety than most coasters give you in their entire run, and you're barely halfway through AlpenFury. What I love about the second Stangle Dive is that it acts as like a reset button. You're grounded again for a brief moment before it ramps the intensity back up. Next up is one of the smoother, more graceful moments on the ride, the 0G stall. This is when you're held completely upside down while gliding forward, and for a second it feels like time slows down. You just float there. It's calm, surreal, and incredibly fun. It's the kind of element that gives you a bit of hang time, but it doesn't kill the pacing. It actually adds to it by changing the rhythm and giving you this brief moment of weightlessness before throwing you back into the madness. After that comes the Skyflyer loop, which is inspired by the treble clef element on Fury 325, but AlpenFury adds its own twist, literally. At the top of the element, it inverts, giving you this really odd, swoopy roll that's somewhere between a 0G roll and a dive loop, but it still maintains that flowing, looping sensation. It's creative and unexpected, and the transition into and out of is really clean. Then we hit the Ice Winder roll, which is honestly one of the weirdest and coolest inversions on the ride. You start with an upward barrel roll to the left, then you exit with this 45-degree bank, and just when you think you're done flipping, you're not. The second half of the element is a barrel roll down drop, which just feels like the track is just vanishing underneath you while you're mid-spin. It's janky in a good way, controlled chaos again, and it really shows how much the designers want to do something different with this ride. Following that are back-to-back inversions, a standard barrel roll and then another barrel roll down drop. These 2 elements hit fast, one after the other, and they're relentless. You just keep flipping, and it's like, okay, I get it. This coaster is obsessed with turning me upside down, but you're loving every second of it. Then comes a solid airtime hill, which gives you a great little moment of ejector airtime, especially noticeable in the back row. It's one of the few moments where you're not being twisted or flipped, and it adds to the ride's pacing perfectly. That's followed by a 0G roll, which despite all the craziness earlier, still manages to stand out because of how clean and floaty it feels. And finally, just before the brake run, there's a little bunny hop that gives you one last pop of airtime before the ride ends. So let's break it down. AlpenFury has 9 inversions, 2 powerful launches, and a mix of elements that combine intensity with creativity. It's not just a ride that goes fast and flips you around. It has flow. Every element leads into the next in a way that feels purposeful, And despite how much is happening, it's still smooth. Not for a second did I feel like it was rattly or uncomfortable. From my 2 rides, one's up front and one's toward the back, I'd honestly recommend trying both. The front row gives you that clear, unobstructed view of all the madness ahead. You can see the elements coming and feel the wind blast against your face. But the back row gives you that extra whip over the tops of inversions and stronger pulls through the drops and transitions. Each ride gives you a different experience, and both are excellent. In terms of how it compares to the other coasters at Wonderland, it's not just operating in a completely different league. It is the new league. Leviathan has the height and speed, but not much else. Yukon Striker has that vertical drop and some fun inversions, but the pacing feels slow by comparison. And Behemoth, while still a great hyper, is starting to feel its age a little. AlpenFury feels modern, dynamic, and just way more ambitious than anything else at the park. So yeah, AlpenFury isn't just the best coaster at Canada's Wonderland. It's one of the best in North America, period. It's smooth, intense, creative, and it's fun. It left me grinning ear to ear after both rides, and I immediately wanted to go again. That's the mark of a great coaster. Anyway, that's my full review of AlpenFury. If you've had the chance to ride it already, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did the second launch blow you away like it did to me? What was your favorite element? And if you haven't been on it yet, start planning your trip. This ride is absolutely worth it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!